Hello friends, how are we tonight? Oh boy, was it a busy day for me today. We had a lot of fun. Took the kids bowling, played a little air hockey. We had a good time. Nice little day out. It's been a while. Alright, so today I am going to be doing these. I have a ton of these spools, these wooden spools for thread. And I have all different sizes. So first thing I'm going to do is paint these eggs. These are just plastic eggs, and they're actually pretty hard plastic eggs. And I have 3 of them left because I did use a couple in another project. So what I want to do is paint these with my Waverly Ivory chalk paint. And I'm going to do all 3 of them the same. I'm thinking the same colors because, well, I actually got this so I could do this on here, but I don't know. I'm going back and forth as to whether or not I want to do 3 different base colors. I mean, I'm doing 3 of these because I'm doing 3 different size spools, you know, the large, medium, and small. So I'm trying to decide if I want to just keep everything kind of the same, or if I want to change it up. Still use the same colors, but in a different way. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I'm thinking I might change it up. What do you think? Alright, so let's go in with the green. Do this one next. And yes, I know the egg is green, but it's a different green. So the green I'm putting on here is a moss green. The egg is more of like an olive green. I got my supplies today so that I can do the countertops. If you've been watching the other videos that I post, not the crafting videos, I am going to be repainting and sealing my countertops. I did do this in mass and it worked out great. I am going to do it again here. I'm doing it a little differently though. Here I'm using chalk paint. I did not use that there. I used just that paint that you would get from like Walmart, the apple barrel paint. Yep, that's what I used. And then I sealed it though. Once you poly it, it's okay, no matter what you use. Alright, so let's paint this one. We're going in with this beautiful dark brown. I think brown is such a beautiful color. One of my favorites. So anyway, yeah, I got some of the chalk paint colors. I already have some of what I'm using. So I actually only bought one different color, truffle, that I don't think I have. So I am going to be painting the countertops. This is going to be interesting, so you guys stay tuned for that. It's going to be very soon because I would love to get these countertops done. Also, I did go ahead and get that, I'm going to turn these over to dry, and get that the paint that I used in the RV. So it is called dark granite. And I did go ahead and get some of that so I can repaint all the cabinets and cabinet doors. Alright, I'm going to dry these. You know what I'm sitting here thinking as I'm blow drying this is how cool these would look with like a crackle finish. I think they would be beautiful, actually. I don't know, is that something I want to do? Should I do a crackle finish with the same colors so I could use the ivory on here, the green on here, and the brown on here? Oh guys, I'm thinking I might want to do that. I think that would be pretty. Should we try? I'm thinking we should try. Let's do that. Alright, let's get out the Mod Podge. Of course, me changing my mind. I just think it would look so pretty. Alright, going in with the glue. Let's hope this works. This is plastic. I think it should work, but I don't know. We're gonna find out. Alright, well, yeah. Oh, it's kind of gloppy, so I think it's this brush. This brush is gonna be the death of me with this. This is not gonna... I don't know why it's not. Alright, I think this brush is probably too stiff. I don't know why. So it's not letting it go on evenly. And I don't want to work it in too much because it won't work. So I'll just go ahead and dry it and see if it helps. See if that works. But it might be too thick. Alright, well this was the wrong brush to use. Oh boy, okay, well let's see. Well, it kind of worked. I definitely used the wrong brush. Note to self, do not use this brush again for this kind of thing. I have one that's softer. I think that was just too... All it did was bubble on the bottom. I mean, it did kind of work. You can see some crackle, but that's not enough. So I got to figure out what to do with this. I'm going to take this off. This bottom part I'm not so worried about because that's going to be covered, but I don't know, maybe I need to like artificially make cracks. No, that's not going to work. So yeah, it did crackle in areas, but not like I wanted it to. So we're gonna do another egg, and we'll come back to this one. I don't hate it. It's not like terrible. It's just not what I was thinking. All right, we're gonna do this again, but we're gonna use the right paintbrush. So I have this one, and this one's usually pretty soft. So let's try this one. We're gonna go in. We're gonna do the green on this one. First we do a Mod Podge. Alright, fingers crossed this one works. If anything, it'll end up looking like a chippy look instead of the crackle look. That's really, I mean, that's not a mistake. It is what it is. I always, if it doesn't turn out, if the crackle look doesn't turn out, then I just make it a chippy look. Get your sandpaper out. Start fussing with it. You can even, certain things you can use the putty knife. It always looks good. It's still distressed as far as I'm concerned. Okay, so we're going in with this paintbrush this time, and we're gonna see if this helps. Oh yeah, that's a lot better. That's a lot better. Okay, so let's hope this one works out better. Again, not too worried about the bottom, so I'm actually not even going to bother painting that. You're never going to see it because it's going to be attached to the thing. So, alright. Don't want to mess with it too much. I'm going to get that top piece. Okay. Fingers crossed, guys. Let's see if it worked. I don't understand what it is with me and plastic. For some reason, I can't, I don't have the best of luck getting this technique to work on plastic. I'm not quite sure why that is. It's kind of frustrating, but I really don't know why. Alright, well, I think I'm gonna end up doing the chippy look with this. So, I don't know. This is just a putty knife that I usually use for a chippy look. And I'm just kind of going in gently, because it is going to end up taking it down to the egg. And it's not horrible, but I don't want it to, really. I want to just kind of take off any high spots that still got, like, wet paint under it. So, like, you know, bubbling parts. This one doesn't really have all that much anymore. So let's go in with some sandpaper. I'm going to end up distressing these two. I'm going to put a little bit of the antiquing wax probably on them. Or maybe just use the Java, but watered down. So if anything, I'm liking the textures that these are giving. So they're not like just soft, perfect looking eggs. So that worked out. Now, you can see the cream, obviously, but you can see the brown underneath. So, what I want to do is, I want to see if I can use this brown and go in and do like a wash of color to kind of bring that down a little bit. I don't want it to be crazy dark because I don't want it to cover it again. And this is paint, this is not the wax. So I'm just gonna lightly, there we go, just lightly go over it. And this is water. I took it, this is actually a dry baby wipe that I used, and this is water on it. So, and I dipped it into the paint, kind of wring it out a little bit. That's much nicer. I like this. Alright, so we're going to let that dry. And then we're going to do the same thing with this one. So, it's not always a win, guys. Sometimes this stuff just doesn't work out. And for me, for some reason on plastic, I have the hardest time. I don't really understand why. So, again, I'm just going in and I'm going to try to reveal that ivory color underneath. And make it look chippy. This will help scrape it, give it some more texture, and can also use the sandpaper. See all that texture it's giving it? I'm actually kind of glad that the crackle finish didn't work. I'm liking this. This is definitely more work than I thought it was going to be. I wasn't going to go this in-depth with it. But it's worth it. Alright, so I'm going to do the same thing, if I can find the spot, with the brown. Just kind of adding it with the wet thing so that it's watered down. Alright, and then this one is going to have brown on it. These eggs are taking way longer than I wanted them to. That's what happens when you change your mind about what you're doing. Alright, doesn't that look like just like a chocolate covered egg? I want to eat that. It looks so good. Oh my goodness. Alright, we're going in with this now. Might be easier. It kind of is still pretty wet in some spots. I don't want it all coming off, but it actually is making it a little bit easier here. Make it chippy looking. And I am even going to go over this with the brown because of the green that's in here. Okay, so in we go with the brown, watered down, just to go over that green. Again, still can tell it's green. It's just a distressed looking green. Okay, well, we're going to let it all dry. Look how nice those look together. Aren't those pretty? I think they're beautiful. I think I might wash my hands, guys. Hold on a second. Alrighty. Eggs are done. Actually, I need to cut these. While I'm waiting for my glue gun, I'm just going to go ahead and cut these. I'm going to use these, hopefully. I hope they're not too deep. Or to put on these spools. So I'm wondering if I cut off this bottom, because it's just so pointy. I think it would look better if it wasn't so high up like that. Cut off the bottom, put it there, and then the egg can sit right inside there. There. Yeah, I think that's much better. So now, what I need to do is attach all of these. Just put it on here. Okay. We're going this way. There we go. And just adjust it as you need to. I'm just going to try to push it. I don't care about wrinkles. That's not a big deal. It's going to get wrinkles doing it this way, and I am perfectly okay with that. And Mod Podge this end. And I ripped the end so that it wasn't like a perfect seam. Okay, so this bigger one, I think it was this one, I'm going to actually find the seam. I'm going to glue this on here on one end, and then I'm going to come in and glue the other end in, just like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a row of hot glue here and press this into it. No, this is not the easiest thing to do. but it's not the hardest thing to do either, so. And then I'm gonna have to do this to all of them. It's gonna be the same thing to all of them. Alright, so I went ahead and distressed these ones inside. I just used the Java paint and watered it down. So I have this last one to do. And I'm literally just kind of going in and just kind of pushing it wherever I can. It doesn't even need to be full coverage. I don't care if it's not all the way on like every part of it. It doesn't, I'm not trying to make it even, like the color even across the whole thing. So these need to get attached to this, so we're going to use hot glue for that. But these themselves, I'd like to do the outsides maybe in, like this is darker, so I'm maybe going to do the ivory and then distress it a little bit. Or I do have these sprays that I have yet to use because I don't know, they make me nervous. So this one is a walnut stain. This is a vintage photo, which is a little bit more yellowy, so I don't really want that one. And the antique linen too. So I don't know. Let's spray it. Let's see what it does, right? Who knows? Well, there you go. We're gonna go on the inside too, right here, because you are gonna see this. Well, some of it. It's gonna have moss in it, so you're not gonna see it fully. And this stuff is like messy. Like it sprays everywhere. So now I still want to go in with the ivory on here, so I'm just going to do like a dry brush thing with this smaller brush. I think we'll do this. Hopefully this will work. I just want to do like a dry brush kind of deal. Nothing crazy, just to get the color on there. Okay, I think that's good. Now I'm gonna go ahead and glue these, and then I'm gonna put moss inside them, but I'd rather they be glued on first. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue this on here. Alright, there we go. Now the question is, which moss do I use? This one to put in there, but I don't know, that one might be nice too, or both. Maybe a combination. Again, I gotta get more moss. I was at the store today and I totally forgot to grab some. So what I want to do is kind of make this look like a nest. That's kind of what I'm going for. So I'm wondering if I can do both of these together and intertwine them, perhaps. Maybe. And then make a little nest kind of out of it. Oh, that's actually pretty nice. Okay, so I kind of just folded it like I was folding pastry or something. So if we put that like that, and then put an egg in there, oh, that's kind of cute, right? I like that. So I am going to do something around here because I want, looks unfinished to me, with probably a little tag or something. Alright, so I decided I'm going to do eggs for sale. So I'm just going to go ahead and stamp this now, and then I'll cut around it as I need to. This is just cardstock. So, eggs. For and sale. There we go. That looks good. So, these are a little long, so I am going to go ahead and cut them down. There we go. Eggs for sale. So now we're going to distress them, and I'm going to go in with these, but first I want to wrinkle them up a little bit. Alright, so just wrinkle them up, squish them up. These little ones are a little bit harder to do, so just kind of wiggle them back and forth and they'll bend up pretty good. Alright, so we're going to go in and just kind of darken these edges and just the whole thing, really. See? There we go. That works for me. So now I'm going to get the twine. So what I want to do is just kind of wind it around to cover up the glue, and also, you know, just to add something there. And then I'm just gonna glue it down, just a small bead. I don't want it to pop out and just have glue everywhere, so just a little bit. And this is that back side, guys. This is where all the glue is from the thing. So again, no, it's not pretty, but you don't see it. It's the back. I'm gonna do the same thing on this one. Well, all three of them really. Alright, so now I'm thinking a cute little bow with the tag like that, and maybe a tiny button, or I don't know, I can't just have the tag sitting there, so maybe just a button, not the bow, I don't know. So if we've got this here, we can put the button there, and then the egg would be inside. What do we think? I think that's cute. And then we will thread them. That works. Okay, now we distress a little bit. All these little steps, all these little so many steps. It's worth it though. It's just the details that matter to me. Okay, so this biggest one is going to be the word eggs. So we're going to go ahead and attach, I'm going to put another glue stick in here. We're going to go ahead and attach this right here. We're going to attach the label and then a button right on top of that. So I'm just doing a small amount of glue because you don't want it seeping out all over the place. There we go. So we have eggs. Then the smallest one is going to be the one that says 4, because that's going to be sort of in the middle right here. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put the little tag 4 and then a button. Down a little bit, kind of see that F. There we go, 4. And then this one, it's the medium one. This one will say sale. Okay, so eggs for sale. So now the last thing to do is just to get these eggs in here and glued in. So what I want to do is kind of bring up some of this. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and put the glue right on the egg. Make it easier for me. And just pop that thing right in there and kind of make sure it's straight. Straight as you can get it, really. Alright guys, what do we think? I'll tip these for you so you can see. But they're basically, they're going to be like this, eggs for sale. Like in a little vignette. Aren't they cute? Alright, I love them. So, again guys, you know, I hope you are subscribed. If you're not, please do. Just hit that subscribe button and that little bell and you'll be notified every time I post. And again, if you're fine with seeing things that are, you know, involve the whole homestead, like there are animals and we do baking, and I'm going to be doing canning when the gardens and stuff come in, like all the things, you guys. You're welcome to join us, and I hope you do. Again, follow us on Facebook. We're on everything except like Twitter. So we're on Facebook, we're on TikTok, we're on YouTube, and Instagram. So those are the ones that we are on. So follow us everywhere. And I will see you guys in the next video. Oh, also, real quick, please share, you guys. Please share this channel. It's the easiest way to get the word out. And I would really, really appreciate it. Alright, so we'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great night. Bye-bye.